Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Well, today we are gonna go on a little bit of a crazy journey. Have you guys ever really struggled to find your foundation match? You try a foundation, it's never the right shade, it's never the right undertone. Well, what if there was an app for that? Are you curious? I sure was. If you want to learn more about it, you're in the right place. We're about to get into it.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
Okay guys, so we've all had that struggle finding the right foundation shade, especially now during the summertime. A lot of us tend to gravitate more towards lighter feeling foundations, more sheer to medium kind of foundations, because we don't really want that heavy cake face when you're out in the humidity and you're sweating. You really look for something that just evens out the skin tone, makes your skin look really nice and beautiful, doesn't feel like you're wearing anything but lasts all day. And those types of formulations, if you're looking for a BB cream or a CC cream or a tinted moisturizer or even just a sheer to medium foundation, a lot of times those particular products are limited when it comes to shade range. Usually those types of products only come out with like 6 or 7 shades, 12 sometimes at the most. So sometimes it can be a little bit of a struggle. Just on the regular basis, finding a foundation that's gonna fit our shade a lot of times can be a bit of a struggle. bareMinerals has teamed up with a company called Matchco, and bareMinerals is offering a made-to-fit foundation that promises via a money-back guarantee that they will match your perfect shade for foundation through your cell phone. That's right, through your phone. So they call this foundation the Made to Fit Foundation. And if you go to the bareMinerals website and you look at the Made to Fit Foundation, you'll see an option there where you can download an app. So once you have the app on the phone, the overall idea is that you're going to use the camera on the back of your phone to take pictures of your face, and based on the results of that, they're going to custom blend a foundation shade specifically for you. And again, it's guaranteed to be a perfect fit or you'll get your money back. It is a money back guaranteed service. Now, having said that, bareMinerals foundations have always been a little bit pricey. This one is actually $49, so it is a little on the pricey side. But let's actually talk a little bit about the formula. So what is this foundation gonna be? It's just gonna be a foundation that matches my shade, but what type of a foundation is it? So there are a couple of things that it's not. It is not full coverage and it is not a matte formula. So they claim that this is a sheer to medium foundation, that it's buildable, but it's only buildable up to about a medium coverage. They also say that the finish to this foundation is gonna be a naturally radiant finish, so you should probably have a little bit of a glow. It sounds like this formula is going to be a very like skin type formula. They also claim that it's going to be a completely weightless formula, and it also has a ton of good for you ingredients in it, including antioxidants, ceramides, peptides, green tea, vitamin E, chamomile, white lily. There's a lot of extracts and good for you ingredients actually in the formula itself. So the formula sounds like it's solid. It sounds like it's got good for you ingredients. If you want something that's very lightweight, sheer to medium coverage, but is still gonna give you a natural skin-like finish, then this should be the foundation for you, especially if you want it to be a perfect match. Now, I was really curious to give this thing a go, and there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, I have a lot of hyperpigmentation. So my skin on my face is not just all one color. So I have a lot of hyperpigmentation on my cheeks. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation around my forehead because I was born and raised in southern Florida, and then I lived in Tennessee for years, and in the South, it's very hot, and I was out in the sun a lot, and I did some damage to my face. Sunscreen, girls. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, sunspots, darkness on my face. Now, having said that, there are times where I'm not really worried about covering all that up. I just want something that's gonna even out my skin tone just a little bit, give me a little bit of coverage, but more than that, I wanna feel comfortable when I go out. So sometimes a sheer to medium foundation is good for me. Having said that, I'm really concerned about how pictures of my face are going to give me that perfect skin tone, because typically I don't match my foundation to my face, only because my face is 17 different colors. I tend to match my foundation to my body, and a lot of times that's even hard because I have a lot of hot flashes and my chest tends to stay very red. So I usually have to look in a mirror and match my face to my arm next to my face. Sometimes I'll go just right here to the upper part of my neck that doesn't have any sun damage on it, and I can match it to like the upper part of my neck. So I was really curious how this camera was gonna work on somebody like me that has like 25 different colors going on her face. Because truthfully, if you're just taking a camera and you're just taking pictures of your face, that camera is going to snap 35 different colors on my face. So I'm actually going to show you what the app itself looks like here. So it's called the bareMinerals Made to Fit Fresh Faced Liquid Foundation. Create your own unique custom blended foundation with the new bareMinerals Made to Fit app. So this is where you can actually download it onto your phone, and it tells you the steps. You download it to the phone, you scan your skin, you order the bottle, and then of course it shows up, and you're supposed to just love your bare skin look. And yeah, I guess it's just supposed to be that easy. Well, we're gonna see if it is. So let's go over the scan and how it actually works. Now, the first thing you actually have to do is you have to calibrate your phone. So when you first download this program onto your phone, you open it up and it says, there's two buttons on there. It says how to scan, and then it says start to scan. So when you run through the how to scan process, the lady comes on the app and you hear her kind of walk you through what this process is going to look like. So that way you know to be prepared with a couple of sheets of white printing paper. You know to be prepared with some good lighting for your face. You know to be prepared how to hold the phone, and you know everything that you need to be prepared for before the actual scan starts. Then when you hit start scan, it runs you through that process. So I'll show you a little bit about what that process looked like for me right here. So again, the first thing that you have to do is you have to calibrate your phone. And the way that you calibrate your phone is by taking pictures of a stack of white paper. This calibrates your phone to what white should be and what that color is recognized as. So it calibrates that, and it looks at that color, and it takes into effect the lighting that's around you, how that's affecting the color, because it knows what that paper color should be versus what it's actually looking like, and that will tell them whether or not you're in good lighting, how it should be adjusted, etc. Then you proceed to start taking pictures of the inside of your wrist, and you do it in this tapping motion where you're pressing the camera up against your wrist and taking pictures. Then you move on to the center of your cheek, then the center of your jaw, then you go to the opposite side cheek and the opposite side jaw, then finally you go to your forehead, and then she tells you that you're done with the scan and that they have found your perfect match. So at that point, you can decide to go ahead and order the product or not.
Foundation color has now been derived. We're ready to formulate your color exclusively for you.
Oh, there it is. My custom shade. All right, guys. Let's see if $50 and an app can get us a perfect foundation match. I hope the actual foundation is good. We'll see. Now again, when you order the product, it is a $49 foundation, so it's not going to be cheap, but a lot of people out there say if I can get a bottle of foundation and it's my perfect match, then the $49 might actually be worth it. So supposedly I got my perfect match. So I placed the order. And this is what arrived. So you get this box, and it says bareMinerals here on the front. And it's a very unassuming box, that's all it says, until you open it, and then there is your foundation. So I thought the presentation to this was actually quite cute. Now there is another little detail to this that is actually really quite neat, and I'll show you guys in a close-up here. This is the actual Fresh Faced Liquid Foundation bottle, and if you'll notice on the front it says made to fit for Erika, and they do print your name on the bottle itself. It is a beautiful frosted glass bottle. On the back it has the date that it was formulated, which is really nice because that way you can keep up with the expiration on your products. It is 1 full fluid ounce of product, and of course this is supposedly formulated for me. So it does have a pump, of course, as well, which is really, really nice. So far, so good. It is a full 1 ounce of product. It is in a beautiful packaging. It's a beautiful component. Let's get into application and see how well they did. So this was the first time that I did this, guys, and this is the results of my first scan. As you can see, I was incredibly disappointed. This product was orange. When I say that this product was orange, I mean this product on me was orange. I was so disappointed that this was the incorrect shade. And it wasn't just the incorrect shade by like a tone or two. This was like desperately wrong. It was not my shade at all. So I was very, very, very upset. You guys, it's a $49 foundation. This is a $50 process. And the foundation that I got was not only not my shade, but it was really badly not my shade. You know what I'm saying? So I stepped back, I took a breath, and I sent an email. And honestly, it was a very nice email. I just said, listen, I downloaded the app, I followed the directions as stated, and you guys sent me a foundation that looks wretched. And I sent them an actual picture of what they sent me and how different that was in the email. And honestly, guys, within a day, I got a response back. And they said, number one, we are so sorry. That is not your skin color. Number two, we want you to do it again on us. Obviously, we'll pay for you to go through the process again and ship it out to you again, but will you please give us a second chance? Because I know that we can do this. Okay. Thirdly, they asked that I do something a little different this time when I scanned. And I said, okay, I will. What is that? And he said, more than likely, you have several different shades on your skin. And oftentimes when that happens, they will kind of like find the average between those colors and send you that foundation. And he said sometimes it's not a good match. So he said, this is what I want you to do. I want you to run your phone through the scan 3 times. One thing that I didn't realize is that as you continue to scan into your phone, the app is learning. It's learning each time that you scan, and it's getting better, and it's calibrating tighter and tighter and honing in more and more to your perfect match. Now, if you don't have any kind of hyperpigmentation on your skin, if you don't have, you just have a beautiful one-toned face and you don't feel like you have a tone that's difficult to match, then running your phone through the first process would probably be enough for you. But note to self, if you guys are going to do this and you have any kind of discoloration on your cheeks, or if you just want to make sure that you get a perfect match, run through the scan 3 different times on your phone. So what I did the second time was I ran through the scan the first time, but you don't place the order at the end. You just exit out of the app, go back into it, run the scan a second time, and then I ran the scan a third time. I put in the promotion code that they gave me, which made the product free, and then they actually expedited my order to me and had it within 2 days to my house. And this is the new color. And of course, it's the same packaging. It's got my name on the front, and this is supposed to be my perfect match. So let's see how round 2 went. And honestly, guys, I'm not even kidding you when I say I was shocked at how perfect this match was on my face. And you know, it's not often that I find a perfect match when it comes to foundation. This, when I say this was a perfect match, when I was putting it on my face, it's one of those where you have a hard time telling like where you've put product and where you haven't, because it just melts into the skin and it is your perfect shade match. I was over the moon. I think that this is the coolest thing since sliced bread. I was genuinely shocked. Now, something that I don't like so much is once I realized that they had the capability of matching my foundation and finding my perfect shade, I was really aggravated that it was a sheer to medium formula. I was like, oh my gosh, why can't you be full coverage and be my perfect shade? So I wish it was a medium to full. So I have tried to build this up to full coverage, and it just doesn't get there because it has such good for you ingredients in the formula. It does have a very radiant, very natural, very skin-like finish. Now, don't get me wrong, you can build it up to a medium coverage, but that's as good as it's going to get. But it does really look beautiful on the skin. I have it on tonight. It evens out the skin tone. You can still see, you know, some of that hyperpigmentation kind of coming through that I have on my face. You can still see some of my freckles across the bridge of my nose. But, you know, on days where you just want to have those no makeup kind of days, this is going to be fantastic for that. It is a beautiful formula and it looks really, really good on the face. Now, I did do a wear test with this to see how long it was going to last, because typically, especially with me, any kind of radiant type of foundation usually doesn't last very long on me. Anything that's a matte formula, it tends to just adhere a little better to my skin. Anything that's a little bit more radiant or on that kind of not so matte side of the spectrum, those tend to not last as long, especially in my T-zone. So I did do a wear test, and we'll get into that right here. Okay, so we have had this on for about 4.5 hours now, and still looks really good, you guys. So I just wanted to get you outside in some natural lighting so that you could see like the color match itself. Like they did a good job with matching. So it's a very light coverage. It's a very natural finish. I only put 1 layer on. You could build it up and get some more coverage, but with 1 layer you can still see like a lot of my hyperpigmentation coming through, but it's a very pretty finish to the face. It's not sinking into see my fine lines up here? See how there's no product like gathering in the lines, which I'm kind of picky about, so I love that fact. I wish it was a little more full coverage, but that's not what like the brand is. It's supposed to be like a natural kind of skin finish look. That's not like what the brand like really is, because it's supposed to be like a very natural finish. But I mean, honestly, you guys, that highlight though, I like it. and it's doing good so far. We are gonna go out to eat with my brother and sister-in-law. So I will check in throughout the night and we will see how it's hanging. Alright guys, so we are still out to dinner and I snuck into the restroom in this horrible lighting to peek at the foundation. It still looks really good, guys, honestly. I still don't have it in my cheeks. It's still on for the most part. I see a little bit like through here coming off. You see that, like right in here? But the rest looks good. All right, we'll check back. All right, guys, well, we are 14 hours later. So it is not going to be a big surprise to anybody that basically my T-zone is gone. But I will say the outer perimeter of my face is still on. But yeah, my T-zone all in here is no longer. But I mean, honestly, guys, 14 hours later, usually there's not a lot of foundations that typically are, and considering this was a natural skin finish foundation, I think with this one you're probably good for about 8 or 9 hours. So as expected, it wore off in the places that I thought it was going to, which was my forehead, my nose, right here on my cheeks, my T-zone. This general area right here was the first place that it disappeared, but it was, you know, everywhere else on my face. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna get a good, I would say a good 8-9 hours of coverage out of this. And, you know, keep in mind that we were outside in like 98-degree weather. So I really did put it to the test, and it did hang in there for a good 8-9 hours. But after that, it does start to kind of disappear through the T-zone. But it is beautiful, guys. It is a beautiful finish. I think it's amazing that they were able to match me as perfectly as they did the second time around. But it's nice to know that you can take advantage of something like this, because if you're going to make that kind of an investment, I want it to be a money back guarantee. I want to know that if it doesn't work for me, that if I'm not satisfied, that I have the option to get my money back, or I can take you up on your offer to try it again, because they did offer just a full refund if I wanted just a full refund. But obviously I wanted to show you guys the product, so I took them up on their offer to try it again, and I'm super happy that I did. It's not going to be something that I wear like out and, you know, to an event, or if I'm going to go out to dinner and I want to look really nice. This is not going to be what I reach for. But if I just want to have one of those easy breezy, no makeup kind of days where I'm just like running errands and I want to put something on really quickly that I know is good for my skin and is going to even out my skin tone a little bit and just give me a little bit of coverage and give me a really pretty glow to my skin, that is going to be this bad boy. And it's going to be a perfect match, and specifically made for Erika, because it has my name on the bottle. I've always wanted my name on a bottle of foundation. Alright guys, so the bareMinerals Made to Fit foundation is absolutely Erika approved. I would download the app, give it a shot. I would do it like 3 or 4 times before you actually hit that purchase button, just to make sure that your phone is good and calibrated. Make sure that you do also use printing paper, like the paper that you put into your printer, that white paper. It always says to calibrate your phone to put it on a stack of paper, because just one piece of paper has, you know, a little bit of translucence to it. You can kind of see through it. So make sure it's a stack of white paper and calibrate your phone on that. Don't think that you can put it on the back of, you know, a white cardboard box that you have, or a white t-shirt that you have, because what'll happen is printing paper is a specific white, so the phone is calibrated to that specific color, and it's universal. So no matter what printing paper you grab, as long as it's white, standard, stock printing paper, that's going to be the same color white. So the phone and the app are programmed to recognize that color, and that's how your phone gets calibrated. So make sure that you use a stack of white printing paper. Make sure that you scan a couple of times, and I think that's it. Then you guys should be good to go. Listen, let me know if you guys have ever tried this app. I would be very curious to hear your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know if you intend to try this. It's definitely something unique. Yeah, I think it's cool. You know, technology nowadays is finding its way into beauty and everything. This is crazy that there's an app for this. All right, guys, we are so close to hitting 1,000. Make sure that you are sharing with your friends and family so that we can get over that 1,000 approved crew mark. We are so close. I can't even stand it. If you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. If you appreciate the work I do, there will be a link in the credits, and that will just give you a way to support the channel if you would like to. Other than that, I hope all of you guys are happy and healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.